Hello, everybody. Road Warrior 627 here, back with another Thoroughbred Racing preview here on my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the biggest day of the Belmont Fall Championship meet. It is Super Saturday, and the place still isn't open to fans because Cuomo sucks and Naira is not brave enough to ask him to open the place. So, screw both of them. But what we do have is 5 awesome graded stakes races, including 4 grade 1s. They are races 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, the Champagne, the Frizette, the Flower Bowl Invitational, the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and the Sands Point. Post time is 12:20 p.m. for the first race, Eastern Daylight Time. I can't analyze all these races alone. It's a mess. The fields aren't that big, but some of the races are perplexing. So here joining me today are Sammy Roseman. You should know this by now.
Yes, I'm back.
And we've got, for the first time in a while, I think the first time since the Whitney, Mr. Dennis Trusty.
I'm back.
Dennis is back
Um,
in the New York groove today to analyze these Belmont races.
I don't know.
This
I finally got my sleep schedule worked out where I could at least try to do this.
Well, we're very happy you're here. And there's 11 races on Saturday here at beautiful Belmont Park. And the 5 of them that are stakes races, like I said a couple of minutes ago, not big fields. Some of these races seem fairly logical, but some of them seem a little bit more wide open. The first race we're going to discuss is the most important race for 2-year-olds in the country. Don't tell me about the Breeders' Cup. It is the Champagne at a mile, 1 turn mile, here on Big Sandy. Who wants to go first today?
I was trying to look against Jackie's Warrior, but there was really nobody to go against. He easily beat Reinvestment Risk, and I don't think there's any much. I don't think there's any really other horse that has a challenge, and I think this should be an easy win for Jackie's Warrior.
I'm going with reinvestment risk only because of the price. Um, Jackie's Warrior looks tough. I think I might just take 5-4 all for $1 try and pray that Civil War Run Caster Run runs third and hope that reinvestment risk turns the tables on Jackie's Warrior.
I'm more going towards Sammy's angle in here. I love Jackie's Warrior simply because handled reinvestment risk fine last time out in the hopeful. Didn't see a real reason why that result's going to change. If I was going to use anybody else besides him in reinvestment risk, I hate to say it, but it's the other logical horse, Midnight Bourbon, the other Asmussen horse on the outside. I do not plan on betting this race at all. I think it's the 3 outside horses that are the contenders. That's it. Now, I'm going to talk in all these races about the free Naira Showdown contest that is
Yeah.
offered every day at Belmont, and I've been playing it and doing absolutely horribly in it thus far. I don't know if this race is going to be involved in that. I highly doubt it. But if I was to do it, it's going to be a works contest, meaning win bets, exacta, and triple, and those horses would be 4, 5, 6. Very simple.
I
Uh,
will say
Yeah.
something
Um,
more about Reinvestment
let
Risk.
me let me
You can
open
go.
a question to you though, or Sammy as well. I don't think it's 4-5-6. I think it's 4-5-1.
The one, yeah, the blinkers
Oh,
helped him last time. Johnny V, Constitution. I would, I would have liked him. I feel like he. This might sound. It's not crazy. He just fades a little bit when he goes a mile.
oh
From like,
yeah, for sure. I mean,
I think
well,
he can
that's
hang
also
around. It's
going.
only a 6 horse field, and the 2 and 3 really don't have a shot.
That is also going 2 turns. I think that.
The 1 turn will
Uh,
help. Yeah.
I don't like California horses, but I do notice when Doug O'Neill ships up to New York, he does do a lot of damage. So I would be inclined to use that horse
Yeah, I
more for
agree.
third than the six.
And you get better value than sticks. I will say something about reinvestment risk. If you guys see, he made up 3.5 lengths, 3.25 lengths. Jockey's Warrior was eased up in that race, so just
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, I'm just going for price with
Yeah.
5 there.
In this race, I'm gonna go 4-5-1-6.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll probably go. Go ahead, Dennis. You know what? You finish first.
I was just gonna say, to follow that up, I was gonna be 5-4-1, but I'm taking 5-4 and all just in case something stupid happens.
Yeah, obviously I'm going 4-5-6. The thing about the one, Dennis, first of all, the horse hasn't won yet, and second of all, that maiden race out at Del Mar, maiden 55,000, that was just a perfect setup, and he still couldn't get the job done.
It was.
You get Velasquez now, so that obviously helps, and the inside's been very good at Belmont if you've been watching the races. So obviously he would be the longest price in here that I would use
Yeah.
if I wanted to try and find long shots, and I don't blame you for
And like
trying.
you said, and like you said, he did have a perfect setup there. It's just I do think the difference between 1 and 2 turns could actually help this horse as well.
It's
Yep.
always a possibility. Yeah, a one-turn mile is certainly a little bit less taxing on a horse than going around 2 turns, according to most people. I don't know if I believe that personally, but a lot of people think that. Let's move.
Or on to, yeah. Or on to the Frizette.
Yep, the Frizette is the fifth race, another Grade 1, the most important 2-year-old race for 2-year-old fillies in the country, besides that abomination called the Breeders' Cup. And we've got two shortish prices in here, and they're both on the inside. Sammy, what do you like?
Well, first I want to talk about the division real quick. It looked like Princess Noor was all hers. I still think it's all hers, but looks to be a little bit of more challenge now. With what was the horse's name again? Simply Ravishing.
Yes.
And then you have Crazy Beautiful too. But this one horse, Park's horse, number 1 is Viquest. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce the name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Horse, 4.5 furlongs at Park's is way too short. Steps up to Saratoga and blows them away in the spin away. Luis Saez, man, he is on fire. And 9.5 lengths. I think she's the horse to be in this race. And you're getting 2-1, and that's a better price than the 2. I know she was freaky and get you well, but I'm going to take the better price on a horse that just won by 9.5 lengths in a Grade 1 race, especially as a maiden.
Alright, so since Dennis is letting me, I will go second here. I'm going back to Asmussen in here, but it's not the Asmussen you might be thinking of. I'm going with number 4, Joy's Rocket. The first 2 races were kind of even. The last one, despite not winning the race, was a little bit better. Now, that was on grass in the Bolton Landing, but I don't think the dirt should be any of a problem. The first race was on dirt, and you got Indian Charlie on the top side as the grandsire. Not really too worried about it. And Joy's Rocket has one thing that could be very useful, and that, of course, is speed. You see these New York paces be very soft all the time, including on one-turn miles. One-turn miles, you often see the pace slow down a lot when it's not older horses in the mile. Pretty much any other race, you're not going to get a fast pace. So that's why I'm going to go with the longer Asmussen. I'm going to use the 1 and the 2. The other 2 logical horses in here, I just don't really like anybody else. The shortest price I'm going to try and beat is number 5, Day Out of the Office, who I feel is a little bit vulnerable off the big break at just 3-1 in here. So I'll try to toss her out and use the 1, 2, and 4 in here if we're playing the showdown contest. If this is a regular race I'm not playing, my selections would be 4, 1, 2.
Alright, before I talk about the horse I like, I just wanted to say Timothy Ham, the trainer of the 5, I don't like the horse, but for small time of a trainer, as I mean, I guess you could say he is, even though he has had a lot of wins. He normally is at Belterra and Thistle. places like that. I'm glad he finally does have a pretty good horse here. I just wanted to get that out of the way before I talked about who I liked here. The two horse Cantata. I was drooling last time. I'll just say that. She won by 10 at Saratoga and paid 950,000, so basically a million. And I was drooling as a race fan. So yeah, that's it. That's all I
You
got to
weren't
say
drooling
about
when
this
Viper won
race.
the Grade 1 by 9.5?
No, I don't know why, but no. Even though that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this race, you can go ahead.
I thought, are you done with the fifth race, Sammy?
I only said my first selection.
Oh.
Second, actually, I'm gonna agree with Andrew here. I like the 4. For second, speed. Jose Ortiz gets aboard, and Joyce Rocket. Shame that she had to run into Toby's Heart, who's a very, very good filly, sprinting on the turf. And I think she'll get the distance, and I think her speed can help hold up. I just think Vikquist might be a little bit better, but I'm gonna go 1-4, 5-2 in this race.
Okay, so that is the historic Frizette, the Champagne and the Frizette, two incredibly historic races. I think the Champagne is coming up on 150 years soon. So that's really tremendous. Before we go on to the last three stakes races, the races later in the card, Sammy brought this up to me before we started today. We're going to recap a little bit of what happened last week around the thoroughbred racing world. Sammy, what do you want to talk about first?
Talk about first race we could talk about is the Preakness, where Swiss Skydiver. I was wrong, but I will say something. After the Kentucky Oaks, I said Tyler Gaffalione screw this race up. Johnny V gave Tyler Gaffalione the rail, but no. Tyler Gaffalione takes her back, and then he makes a move like 4 wide around the turn and was not on the speed favoring side. Cost her the race. Robbie Alvarado did that. Look what happens. She ran a fantastic race. The one thing I don't like is that people are comparing her to Secretariat. Like, I made a joke. I think Secretariat could have ran 150 if this race was in October for him.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing with times of year, racetracks, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
I'm not taking discredit for her. It's just you also have to take in mind this race in October, not May.
Right.
Well, this race proved to me something that I've believed, and I know it's never going to happen because traditionalists are traditionalists, and horse racing are full of them. This just showed me why this should not be the third leg of the triple or the second leg of the Triple Crown. It should not be in the Triple Crown at all. The race that should replace the Preakness, unless they go to Laurel. If they went to Laurel, I might be a little bit like, okay, I'll give them a second chance. Now listen, I don't know if I had this stat correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Travers, there has been, I think, 4 or 5 horses. I don't know some amount of horses that has come out of the Travers, or I mean, out of the Preakness that won the Preakness, won the Derby to the Travers, and none of them have hit the board. So I want to say here on this live stream, and I know it's not going to mean a lot, but can we just get a Derby Belmont Travers Triple Crown? I mean, that's just the Travers is 10 times harder.
They're not going to make the third leg, and
that'll never happen.
It will never happen. Oh, it will never happen. That's why I said it will never happen. But let me just ask this: what race is harder to win consistently year in year out, the Travers or the Preakness?
Preakness. Preakness is 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby.
It depends on the context.
That's not what I asked. I said what is a tougher race to win. I didn't ask how long away from the Derby it was.
The Travers.
The field is so much harder to win the Travers, and I know this is going way off topic and it's going to be taking up a lot more space, but that Andrew don't want to take up. But yeah,
By the way, is that Nathan?
Yeah, sorry. I'm a little. I'm sorry if I'm uninvited. I just noticed that you guys were recording.
I didn't even know you were coming.
Yeah, I just noticed that you guys were in VC and I have nothing to do.
Oh,
So,
well,
sorry if I
welcome.
seemed uninvited, but here I am.
Well, welcome. All right. So my opinion. Here's what happened last week. My selection pneumatic did absolutely nothing. Art Collector did not run a good race, and probably is not as good as we thought. Authentic, I don't know what the fuck has happened to him because I still don't believe the Derby and this Preakness after that Haskell. They could say that he was getting disinterested. Well, he seems pretty interested now, so I don't know what the hell happened to Authentic, but he's a different horse now. And Swiss Skydiver, I don't know why people were so down on her. I thought coming into the race she was the third best horse in the race. I can't believe she went off at 11-1. I should have played the exacta with all four horses I like because I would have collected something real nice. Uh, she is a definite star and quite obviously the leader of the 3-year-old filly division because Gamine should have ran better than she did in the Kentucky Oaks. I don't care if she
She's a
doesn't run
sprinter.
I don't care if she's a sprinter or not. She kind of just wilted in the stretch. Uh, is there an Eclipse Award for female sprinter? Yes, right?
Actually, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she could still win that, but I highly doubt she's going to win 3-year-old filly champion after
Well,
this.
she's got to get by
Especially,
Sam
I
getting
think Swiss
Empress first.
Skydiver automatically wins it just for winning the Preakness. It's kind of like an unwritten rule that
Everybody for filly and mare sprint, they're forgetting about a horse that has a good shot, and that horse's name is Bell's the One.
Bell's the one. I forgot about her.
Everybody
Well,
forgets
and this
about her.
is a
Don't be
real
surprised she's
possibility.
15-1.
This is a real possibility for the Breeders' Cup female sprint. Also, one needs a 21 and change or unders type setup, and she actually could get that. There are 3 fast horses out there. Mean, Frank's Rocket, and Serengeti Empress.
If Frank's Rocket goes, she might be going to the sprint.
Yeah, and they'll all be going blazing.
21.
So
I believe the opening quarter is about 21-4.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, Serengeti Empress is really good at that kind of setup and actually sticking with it. I think, honestly, whoever wins the filly and mare sprint gets the Eclipse Award. And I know that sounds like, oh, no shit, Sherlock. But it's true. It's real. Like, you have the Derby City Distaff winner. You got Serengeti Empress, who won the Ballerina. And you have Gamine. It's really just out of that race.
yeah. All right.
Before we
Anything else?
Yeah, before we move on to the Flower Bowl, just quickly, Channel Maker, I freaking love that horse. I'm so happy he won another Joe Hirsch Turf Classic. I was jumping up and down in the hotel room in Pennsylvania. I was very happy. Complexity managed to beat Code of Honor. I still didn't look up the Trackus, but I suggest that Code of Honor covered a lot more ground. I don't know what he's going to do the rest of the year. I guess maybe Shug tries him in the Cigar Mile instead of going to the Breeders' Cup. And then the other big race was the Belmont Derby. Gufo was just best in that race.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting story, which is actually really cool, about in the midst of Viz. 16,000 claimer. Really cool. Hear about that. Locky won Mo Forza, Breeders' Cup for him. After this, that was my lock of the weekend. I didn't think that horse had a chance to lose. I will say something. Did you guys think Florent Giroux gave some bad rides this weekend at Pimlico? He blew it on Bonnie South.
He blew it on a lot of horses, but I'm gonna.
Bonnie South was so much better looking in the Black Eyed Susan, but it just was so insurmountable for her to win.
I think there was a lot of jockeys up there that was a victim of circumstance, because it just seemed like all the local jockeys was winning, especially the turf races up there. So
they're all winning those races. Florent Giroux might have been the only jockey to win those, because he had horses that were just so much better. Owendale got upsetted by. You know what I did not like? That Angel Cruz had to apologize about celebrating his win.
Oh no, he shouldn't have had to apologize for that. But I think it was more of the fact that Johnny V might have been really stupid that race. I think if Brad Cox was there, I don't know if he was there, I would have tackled him. Um, See, as a person who loves Owendale and has seen Owendale many times live, why in the world was he up front? The horse is a dead closer. Put him in last and make him run. As soon as they broke out, I said, "That's it. He's done. He lost."
Yeah,
My dad said, "Well, why? He's sitting second." I said, "He doesn't run second. He runs from last."
yeah, I didn't watch the race because I was doing something. We got Horologist won. Bodenheimer won. Yeah. Sass won the R. Yeah, pretty much what we have to cover for this
All
week.
right. Well, let's move on to the more immediate action instead of more recapping, and we're going to move on to a huge Grade 1 year after year that's produced countless female champions on the grass, and that's the Flower Bowl. I've seen this race a couple times live, and I
Oh, you
won
mean the
both of them.
Chad Brown Stakes? Oh,
The
you mean the Chad Brown Stakes?
Yeah, well, the years I won, it wasn't Chad Brown. In fact, one of them it was Shug McGahee, and I hope Shug wins again. I had a horse named War Flag at 9-1 in the Flower Bowl, who won by a desperate head. I was at Belmont that day. It was tremendous. Pulled it out of my ass the second to last race. It was really nice. Uh,
Yeah, I agree with you here. I like the 3-2.
Yeah, the three I like in here. I'll go first, I guess, since we already started leaning into it. Here's the thing: mile and a quarter on the inner. It's very simple, no matter what kind of race it is. You look for speed, and the two speeds in here are trained by the same guy, and that guy is Tom Albatrani. And those horses are the 5 Bow Bell and the 7 Lovely Lucky. They should both be given aggressive rides in here and go right to the front with Luis Saez and with Jose Lezcano, two of the best turf riders that we have here at beautiful Belmont. They go right out to the front. They try to run 1-2 around the racetrack. Civil Union is going to be stalking just in behind those two. This should be a very easy setup. This is the race I'm by far most confident in going into this weekend. I am betting this triple. Maybe I'll bet it instead of 50 cents. Maybe I'll bet it for a full dollar. This is what I want. I'm throwing Chad completely out of this race. It's probably a bad idea, especially when there's a horse in here named Cambier Park who's done great things for me in the past. Uh, the last two starts, she's kind of gotten back to her habit of going towards the lead, which would obviously help her. Maybe I'll play the super with her in there. But I think the other two Albatrani horses have speed, and that'll be it. It'll be a pretty easy setup in here. I'm very, very confident in this race. So my selections would be 3, 5, 7, 1 in the Flower Bowl.
I agree with you. I like the 3 here. Got the pace set up to run into last time. I think she's gonna get it into it. She's gonna get that again. 2 for 2 at Belmont. Likes the track. Will get the distance, and 3-1 is a nice price. For second, I like Cambier Park. I think you just kind of have to throw her in there because I don't think she'll run off the board here. I'd be surprised. I like Jose Lezcano's horse for third in this race. I don't know about you guys, but I think Jose Lezcano is one of the most underrated jockeys I've ever seen.
He's tremendous. His rides on the Belmont turf courses are
Some
second
people
to
don't
none.
even call him like a top 20 jockey. It's insane. Or top
When I
10
was
jockey.
younger, I hated him because I liked Animal Kingdom, and I didn't like that his horse checked into an Animal King. You know, like at the start of the Belmont. Do you remember that? So when I was younger, I was like, I don't like this guy because I was a dumb kid. But eventually, I learned to forget about that. And now it's a funny memory. So no hard feelings, Jose.
Anyways, the 7. She's gonna be right up there, maybe third, second, but she's gonna be right off there, not setting the pace, right behind the pace. I think you can get a nice price for her at third, and for fourth, I like the 2 for fourth. My sister net.
I like Camere Park. Um, I tossed that last race up to hasn't ran in a year, and Woodbine Turf Course is weird. Um, so and they also ran a stupid fast time as well. And I don't think that. Don't get me wrong. I know that she's a good horse. I just don't think she wants a fast time for trying to win a race. I don't think she gets a very fast time here. Um, and I think she bounces back. The three horse Civil Union, she has really, I mean, she's figured it out, and she is just turned into a different horse, really, if I'm being honest. So I think I would take both of those, and if I'm playing a price, I'll go San Brandon Walsh's horse. There you go, Brandon Walsh's horse. Danny Franco. I just think the horse might get a closing trip into a fight.
Yeah, I just want to mention one other thing about Civil Union. I had Civil Union, what, 3 starts back when she won that allowance race at Belmont. I just needed
Mhm.
to put that in there. There's a lot of horses running on Saturday that I've bet before and won with, so there's a lot of sentimentality involved. Although I am being objective, and I still would have picked her in this race regardless. I just wanted to put
Yeah,
that out there, full disclosure.
and not only that too. It's like I said, she's just turned into a different horse since she started winning.
Yep. And obviously, that mile-and-a-half race was very nice in the River Memories. Glens Falls, the figure regressed a lot. Was right on top of a very, very slow pace, but everybody was going slow, so I don't look too much
Hmm.
into that. Here we go. This is the race of all races, the most important race of the fall every single year. It's the 102nd running of the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and
Andrew, I'm gonna break your heart. It might what happen.
yeah, I put it in the background of this video for a reason. Let me guess, you're gonna say next year it might get downgraded.
Yeah, I might get downgraded to a grade 2.
Jesus Christ, it's been spayed or neutered. $250,000? Is that a joke?
We're
That's
in
one
Corona,
third of what
Nathan.
happened last year.
We're in Corona.
It's
I
all
know, but I'm still not happy.
it's all about the casino at Aqueduct Resorts World Casino. Naira gets 10 or
Yeah.
15% of their money because Resorts World used 2/3 of Aqueduct to put that fucking casino in. So now Resorts World Casino makes up 38% of Naira's purses, so they had to cut literally everything. Uh,
Yep.
the thing I'm worried about is that it's had small fields in a lot of recent years. However, usually the quality of the race is still very good despite the small fields. This year, there isn't a lot of quality in here. You've got Tacitus, and you've got Tacitus.
Tasha should win this race.
Dude, you're
You
forgetting about
think?
Tacitus.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there might be another horse named Tacitus.
I think the purse is honestly very fitting of this field.
Yes,
But only this one.
absolutely.
This is just the worst Jockey Club Gold Cup in a while.
And it will get
I
better next
disagree.
year.
I hope to
I
God, because
disagree.
honestly, this is just a gripe with me in general. I frickin' hate downgrades. I hate the grading system. I hate taking these grade 1 races and then having it so horses can't win, can't get that grade 1 credit next year. It annoys me. We've lost so many great grade 1s.
Especially
Charlie Whittingham.
here in New York, we lost the Wood Memorial for no reason. You got to keep all the Derby prep races the same.
The Vosburg, that
the
one made me...
Vosburg was ridiculously stupid. Now Firenze Fire still only has that Champagne win as his grade 1, and then the Beldame.
You know what?
The
I'm no
Beldame
care. He's
is
a grade 1 winner in
huge
our
race.
hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he was a Grade 1 winner in the Champagne, but to me, he's a dual Grade 1
Yeah,
winner.
but I see him as the Grade 1 winner at age 4. Screw you, grading system.
Yeah, the American Graded Stakes Committee could go suck a fat one, in my opinion.
Yeah, they can go suck Firenze off.
Yeah,
Oh God.
they should. They should.
All right,
Yeah,
so in this race,
Anyway,
I
let's
think-
get back to the race. Reality, people.
Yeah, alright, enough of me being an angry guy.
So, you guys think there's no chance that Tacitus loses? 0.
Okay.
No,
yeah,
What about,
you know,
what about that
I
Mystic
don't know. Let's see. The horse that I like has to beat the horse that has only won one race in the past year. Tacitus has only won one race in the past year. I don't know what y'all are seeing in the fact that y'all are loving him so much.
It's because he's by default more talented.
Yeah, but he
Like,
doesn't win.
have you ever
Disagree.
heard of
doesn't
Happy
win.
Saver? Have you ever heard of
Oh.
Prioritize, Name Changer, or Mystic Guide?
Okay, we
Yes,
talk about
Mr.
talent.
Belmont
I
and
agree.
Jim Bailey.
Tacitus was talented. He was honestly the horse I thought could win the Derby. That's talent. Happy Saver is really talented as a 3-year-old.
I will say something.
The
Talent.
3-year-old wins the Jockey Club Gold
Can
Cup.
you two shut the hell up and let Dennis talk, please?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. No, and this horse, he came out. He was working against Fearless, who was Todd Pletcher's big horse at one time for the handicap division. He was working out with him when he went to the, I think, yeah, it was Stephen Foster at Churchill. And then he came back and broke his maiden in 121. I mean, 121 for 7 furlongs. And then he came back and ran at Saratoga, went 6 wide and won. I don't know what happened at Laurel. I don't know. This horse is constantly throwing high numbers again as a 3-year-old, as a late developing 3-year-old. And like I said before, Tacitus, one win in 4 years, and 1 win in a year. This horse is the only horse that Happy Saver has to beat is the horse that doesn't like to win. I'll take him.
I mean, I can't blame you. Tacitus, he's just talented horse. Just doesn't win. I know this is not a good field, but can you really take a horse that has only won one time in the last year and a half?
Yes, you can.
I
Sure,
mean, the
sure
field
you
is
can.
garbage.
It's not like his defeats were exactly atrocious either. He was third in the Kentucky Derby in a pretty garbage trip. I mean, Game Winner
Yeah.
had it worse, but third in the Derby. Or actually, wait, was he third? Am I
Yeah,
thinking?
he was third. He was third after they DQ'd Max.
Oh yeah, let's not get into that
But-
one. So he was third in the Derby, second in the Belmont, and most recently second in the Woodward.
You know what? I think this horse will stub his toe coming out of the gate, and that's how he'll lose. That's
There was
He's
actually a
the
whole
losing
thread
play.
about that.
I
There was a
think he
whole
wins
thread
this
about how
race,
he'll
but-
lose.
I don't think he's a lock.
I think he's pretty close to a lock, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I think this is going to be a very similar race as the Suburban. He's in the Suburban was his race to finally flaunt his stuff over in an inferior field. Of course, I wanted to think that Sir Winston was really good. Obviously, Sir Winston is not the same as he was last year or in January of this year. We won't get any more into that. But let's look at this, guys. He's by far run the best speed figures in this race. He's kept the best company. To me, the only horse who could legitimately beat him in here is actually 2 horses. But they be horses that got certain trips. And that's if either Happy Saver or Prioritize go to the front. That's the only way I think
Prioritize
he
almost
can
caught him.
lose. And one of those 2 will probably go to the front, considering they have inside position. So whoever goes to the front out of those 2 has the chance to beat Tacitus. I just think Tacitus is better. He's going to sit outside. He's going to pounce whenever he wants. And this race is going to be over. I think it's going to be a repeat of the Suburban. Happy Saver, you're really going to take 2-1 on a freaking 3-year-old taking on older horses? Now, it worked with Code of Honor last year via a very justifiable DQ. But and look, I love Happy Saver. I had him first time out at Belmont on Belmont Stakes Day. He was my only winner of the whole friggin' day. And then Prioritize, who ran in the Woodward last time, was sitting a little bit further back and lost to Tacitus by about a length and 3/4 to get third. Now, the only feather in his cap is he gets the jockey change to Luis Saez, who you figure is going to be a lot more aggressive this time. So if Prioritize goes or Happy Saver goes, they're a little bit more dangerous. But honestly, guys, there's no debate to me who's run the best horses and the best races in here. It's not even close. I wanted to use Name Changer a little bit, and then my brain took over. This horse also, like Tacitus, hasn't won in a while. Uh, he's getting a little long in the tooth. Uh, he's got numbers that kind of make him a little bit competitive. Then I looked. Jorge Duarte is 0 for 9 in graded stakes recently. He's gotten easy setups and still hasn't gotten the job done. And then the 5 Mystic Guide for Mike Stidham also has similar numbers to the 3 horse, just not too impressed there either. Has gotten good setups and not really been able to do much out of it, except win the Jim Dandy last time out when he got as pretty much as fast a pace as you could have possibly gotten on any 2-turn route race at Saratoga that whole freaking year. So to me, this race is very simple. It's 4, 2, 1. Put the 2 in second to try and get a better price in the exacta. That's it.
Yeah,
Can we all agree that making that the whole Code of Honor comparison, Code of Honor looked way better than the 2 3-year-olds in this race. I mean, his Travers win
he's
was
gonna look
easily
better than-
enough to say
he's
that.
gonna look
Hey,
better than Mystic Guide and Happy Saver.
yeah, by a long shot.
Well-
I mean, his Travers victory was incredible.
Well, like I said though, whenever I was going on about why I like Happy Saver, the only knock against that horse is he just hasn't ran very many races.
Yeah, he's inexperienced, but
There's a lot of gray area.
Yeah, there is a lot of gray area.
it's just he ran first. He debuted against older horses twice and easily beat them. And then Federico Tessio, I wasn't really impressed, but it wasn't where I was like, oh, he sucks. He's overrated. You know what I mean? It's just that kind of performance. It's okay performance. Because like McCarthy it took a little bit to get out of him, but when he got him going, he started going. It just took a little bit. He's a nice horse. I like the one thing I will say. They skipped the Preakness for this race. It's either first they think more of him, or the field might have just is much weaker. That might also be it.
Yeah, I think it was the second option actually.
Yeah. But Tassis, he should win this race. I know a lot of people are high on him for Classic. I would need to see a good performance
And by the
from
way,
him
since
this
I'm
race.
thinking about it here's my top 3. 1, 4, 5.
I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go 4-1, 4-1-5 too. And Tassis would be my
I'm not exactly so sure, but I think I might want to go with it's the guy's number 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 5.
But Jose Ortiz does get off the 5.
All right, are we all done with the Gold Cup?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're moving on now to the 10th race, and the last of 5 races we'll be going over today, and that is the Grade 2 Sands Point, which is at a mile on the Widener, not a mile and an eighth on the inner like I thought it was. So I handicapped this race with the wrong distance in mind, but I'm not changing my picks. Sammy, would you like to go first?
I like the 5 here. Miss J. McKay. Castle Lynch ships this horse in, and I'm not a big speed figure guy, but this horse just towers over the field of speed figure wise. If you really look at it, and she looks like she's gonna like the distance. Johnny V gets up, and I think you're getting a nice price at 7-2 on this horse, and I'll take it. Take it. And Kathleen Lynch, she's not going to ship horses not live up to New York.
All right, I guess I'll go next. I like the number the number 2, Speak to Me of Summer for Christophe Clement, who faces an easier field this time than she did last time. A couple of these races that she's run over the past year have been really impressive. That would be the Chelsea Flower and then the Lake Placid. In the Wonder again, couldn't catch a loose on the lead. Sweet Melania, I kind of throw that race out. She wore blinkers in that race too, which is a little stupid. And she rated off the pace, which didn't make a lot of sense. So Clement is the class of the New York racing circuit. I'm going to use that horse on top in here. Now, the horse that I really wanted to use big in here was the 7, Pure Wow, because I thought this race was 1 1/8 on the inner, and Pure Wow is the only horse in here that seems like is the dedicated speed. I'm still going to use this horse because speed is still dangerous, although I will say it's much less dangerous on the Widener. This horse hasn't been running those 1 1/8 races and actually has been running a mile the last 2 times, so sticks with the distance. Those runs weren't too bad. Jose Lezcano stays. That's a good sign. Great turf rider, as we mentioned earlier. Definitely going to be playing a 2-7 exacta box in here. And then of the 2 Chads, I'm going to go with the foreign horse, foreign shipper number 1, Tamaher. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. Obviously, this horse should be a little bit longer than Selflessly in here, and I'd rather take a Chad shipper than take a U.S. Chad horse who is going to be way overly bet. Maybe the shipper even drifts up a little bit more, hoping for that to try and get involved in the triple.
All right, well, anytime it's a turf race with the European shipper and Chad Brown, I have to take note of that horse. I will for sure be using the 1 at 5-2 with Irod Ortiz. And the horse that I really like, the price. Ooh, it's taking a price for the first time on the show today. Pure Wow. Speed went really fast last time and just stopped a little bit. She is outclassed quite a bit here. But if she uses her speed and she just holds on, then that's a good price at 12-1.
Let's cut it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
All you need.
We're going to talk about number 4. I mean, I know this is such a small thing to mention, but she is coming off a 1-mile victory
in the state bred allowance. Now there's a 1.
Yeah, pretty low, but I mean, isn't it worth at least something that she at least likes the distance?
I wouldn't even worry about that, Nathan, and I would mention that the trainer of that horse is Bond, James Bond. James Bond, 0 on the meet so far until about 5 minutes ago when Wild William won the Belmont Park 7th race, so that's a very good sign, obviously. Maybe that's a little bit of mojo for him going into this weekend. I totally missed that on this horse when I was originally handicapping the race, so I think that's a good thing to bring up, Nathan.
Thanks.
I guess I'll go with my top 4 here. Yeah, I agree with you, Dennis. You can never knock Chad Brown, first-time starter from Europe, especially when they win by 7.5. Because winning by 7.5 in a French race is still pretty good. It's probably winning better. An overnight stake race here. Irad, you can never knock him getting on too. So I'm gonna use that horse for second. For third, I like the 8, not the 8. Wait, let me find the horse again. I like the 3. Claravich, Chad Brown, Jose Ortiz. Horse went right, actually sprung up the upset against Sweet Melania, which you can never knock. David Cohn gave a beautiful ride that race. And I like the 7 for 4. And the horse is going to go to the lead and fade a little bit down the stretch. But I won't be surprised if that horse pulls up the upset.
That's a good point, what you said about Sweet Um, pronounce names. Uh,
Melania?
Selfishly,
yeah, that horse. I think that was a really good win for Selflessly. Um, and I think that horse could run pretty decently as well.
yeah, I agree. I think she's deserving favorite in this race.
Yeah, so obviously my as I mentioned earlier, my showdown picks in here will be 1, 2, and 7. With Pure Wow obviously trying to be the major price play in here. So
Oh,
that is the 5 that Jesus Christ. Those are the 5 graded stakes races on Super Saturday at beautiful Belmont Park here in New York. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. Uh, Anybody have a real betting strategy that they have in mind that they're
I
going to
have
share?
I have this horse. I noticed it's not Belmont, but this is Keeneland in the Fayette. I remember this horse from 4-1 on Derby Day. Your Urilis Maximus, who beat Bodie Express pretty easily, is 10-1 in Fayette. I feel like that's an interesting price with that horse.
This
You
seems
know,
like a. Dennis, go first.
all right. Well, no, mine was gonna be stupid, but no, you asked if there's any real betting strategy, right? Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a very flawless betting strategy for this weekend. You want to hear it?
Not bet at all.
Win all the races.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Just win every race you bet. I mean, hey, if you do that, you'll pretty much win, correct?
Yeah,
Uh,
but I
Yeah.
was thinking more along the lines of what types of bets you're going to be doing and what races you might want to hook up with doubles and stuff like that.
Well,
oh, I like Dennis's style better.
see, mine's flawless.
Yeah. 100% winning percentage.
Yeah,
Yep. Gamblers hate this guy.
I'm personally going to try and hook up the 8th, 9th, and 10th races. That is the Flower Bowl, the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and the Sands Point, with a specific emphasis on the 8th and the 9th, the Flower Bowl and the Jockey Club Gold Cup. The 4th and the 5th, the Champagne and the Frizette, I'm not betting any real money on. If it's part of the showdown contest, I'll use the picks that I shared with you guys, make changes if scratches occur. But otherwise, it's all 8, 9, and 10 for me. Unless I see anything in the other races, which I haven't looked at yet. Obviously, first time starters, loose speed horses, those are my main things that I look for.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with Christophe Clement that looks live, obviously, will be something that I'm looking for. Um, but that's about it.
Alden, I have the horse for you. I was just peeking through here because I do like the turf races that are 2 year olds, especially at Belmont. Um, there are 3 horses in the same race. Um, seventh race. 5 is Clement, and they paid 320,000 for him, and he's Irish. Or I mean, sorry, I'm sorry. Apologize to him. He's Great Britain. Oh, he's British,
Right.
and yeah, that horse is 4-1. That's a good price on him.
Oh, yeah.
You got Sue McGay. They paid 675,000 for that horse at 12-1. I know Shoke's not good with first time starters, but 675,000 is 675,000. And then Chad Brown has a Juddmonte horse from with Flintshire breeding, and so those 3 right there could be really huge
I
to the
agree.
3.
Yeah, what's the price on the Chet? I'd imagine like 2-1, 5-2,
Yeah, yeah, he's 9-2, 9-2.
9-2. Really?
No, Andrew, it gets
Yeah,
better. I know he's gonna like this one. Todd Fletcher, 15-1. Kendrick Carmouche.
Where's that?
the
That
same
same
race.
race, 15-1.
So
And
this is
Charles,
so that wait, Clement's got 2 first-time starters in here.
yeah,
Does
and
he?
he has and
Yeah,
Fletcher's a
Clement's
15-1 long
got
shot.
The 3 horse as well with Dylan
Uh,
Davis. The
yeah, but
workouts.
that horse can't. Well, I'm gonna bite my mouth here, but that horse cannot win, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Clement has no problem winning with a longer price. You've seen him do it before, but he usually
Oh
does it
yeah,
with horses that have run, not with first
yeah.
time starters. So I will say that, and you're probably right, Dennis. But
And
it's something to be aware of.
then there's another horse too. You said Pletcher. He's got the 12. They paid 330,000 for him. It's Ortiz, and he's 6-1.
Wow, this is a freaking crazy race right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mile and a 16th on the Widener. This is gonna be a real barn burner. I might have to hook this race up with the Flower Bowl and then into the Gold Cup as well with the doubles and pick threes.
I just seen this race as I was scrolling through because, like I said, I like the 2-year-old turf races at Bel. I like every turf race at Belmont, but
Yes,
mainly
I like
2-year-old.
hearing that. Good.
Yeah. Well, okay. Wait a minute. I said every one of them. Everyone that's not claiming. Let me say that. But yeah, the 2-year-old turf races at Belmont are normally very, very what's the word here? Stout, I guess you could say. They're very tough. You know.
Yeah. My favorite Belmont turf races are the long turf races. You just look for speed. That's it.
And let
And
me
then you
say
have
this
Shining
too.
Copper. Well, I know that he doesn't race anymore, but like when you mentioned speed, I thought Shining Copper because
No,
he just
I mean horses that lope along in between 49 and 52 seconds for a half mile.
Yeah, something like that. Hey, and let me say this though too. Any of those 3 horses I mentioned, in this will tick you really well, Andrew. Any of those 3 horses I mentioned between the 5, 6, and 7, if they ran at Saratoga, they would be 2-1. So, I mean, Saratoga's actually doesn't have really good turf 2-year-old races, in my opinion.
No, because all they have are those. They have the what? The 5.5 furlong sprints, and then they have those races going around 2 turns. I don't like those. I don't like any 2 turn turf race on a tight course. I really hate those. I like Belmont's configuration, obviously, because I've been going there my whole life. But I also think it's a very fair configuration, and you can
Yeah.
run 6 on the turf, you can run 7 on the turf, and then you can run those 1.5 turn miles and mile and a 16th.
Mm-hmm. And also too, there's normally 1 or 2 horses that stand out at Saratoga in those 2-year-old races on the turf for whatever reason. This is not no standout race. You could probably go 6, 7 deep here and maybe not even catch the winner.
I agree.
I just wanted to bring that up. Sorry.
No, no, no. That's completely good. I'm glad that you said that. Anything else, guys?
just a random thing I want to mention about Keeneland. But does anyone ever notice that a lot of the races go like a horse is in the lead almost the entire way, and then some bloke on the far outside just sweeps half the field and wins by a neck in the
Yeah, that's
last
Keeneland.
stride?
It's Keeneland. Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
happens a lot.
I know, but I'm like, that's basically what a Keeneland race goes. So if I ever have a horse to pick in the Fayette, I'm just picking the one that I think fits that archetype.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you basically called what happens at Keeneland every race. You just need a horse to sit about 5th or 6th and hope that he swings about 3 or 4 wide and maybe even
Zoom.
does mid stretch.
All right. With that being said, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for joining us. All the best of luck to you on Super Saturday. These should be 5 very nice stakes races and maybe that 7th race too. The fields in the stakes races aren't big, but at least some of them are competitive. But they're all very significant races towards the end of this calendar year. And I hate to say it, but yes, they're very significant heading into the Breeders' Cup. But they're very significant
Right.
in their own right. We have to remember that. Uh,
Yeah.
that's that's all I got, everybody. These are indeed fall championship races. Pay your bills first, and we'll see you guys next time. Good luck.